talking to each other. I know we feel the same about the situation, like we're stuck inside a game. Time to get out of this circle, yeah, we both carry a scar. Let's rewrite the part we're playing, time to cherish who we are. The only thing I ever wanted starts with us taking the chance. Not like anything we've done before, yeah. Now it's time for something better, and time for us to follow our dreams. No, we can't stay no more. Come run away, don't be afraid, we'll be okay. And I know it's the right thing to do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for dropping by today's podcast. Hope you all are doing well. It's a fine Sunday evening. Glad to see some familiar faces here popping up for the podcast. Glad to see you all are still around. I do apologize for kind of not being as active as I had been. Life happens and I'm still kind of dealing with some stuff, but I'm doing my best to get back into the swing of things. I am expecting Islander here for the podcast, but he has not showed up in my Discord yet, so he might be running just a few minutes behind, but that's all right. Today's podcast is going to be kind of a little bit more of an easier one. I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things. Haven't had as much time on the game as maybe I would have liked, but I've got you all here. You guys can help fill me in on lots of the crazy changes that have been going on over the last month and a half, 2 months, and a couple of them I have experienced. So today's podcast is going to be pretty much just an open forum, and we're going to let you guys kind of pick the topics, and we'll just kind of go through it from there. And hopefully along the way, Eddie will pop up into the comms here, and we'll get back into the swing of things. So I think one major thing that is something we could probably jump right into and discuss is the introduction of drones. Now, I personally don't have a whole lot of experience with the drones yet. I have streamed a couple of times here recently. I haven't really been quite back enough to get into like full video mode to do like complete breakdown on these things, but man, I gotta tell you, those drones are freaking really confusing. So I'm sure that's something that I don't know, a lot of you are probably feeling as well. It might be a little bit more so because I haven't actually been playing since they came live, and I just haven't gotten used to them. But wow, they just really seem to complicate everything. And the way that they're brought in with like having random slots and a random number of power circuits or cells or whatever it is that Pixonic is calling them, makes it quite a gamble. I know on my personal account, I just played my first few streams without drones at all, and to be honest, it wasn't that big of a deal. I still did quite well, but I did end up go ahead and picking up drones to put into my hangar, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So the introduction of the drones for like a new player or a returning player like I was is something that's just really crazy how they're doing it. Like they did kind of do their thing where click here and then go here and do this, and click here and go and do that, but that didn't really help me at all, and it took me a lot of discussion with other people to realize that the microchips all have like a certain shape associated to them, and some shapes are obviously better than other shapes depending on your style of play. but it's just kind of a little bit shady, I guess, that, you know, if you, like, I purchased the drones that were like 2,500 gold, right? I just got 5 of them, and I was like, okay, well, they're supposed to be the best drones. But then once I was told about the whole different shapes and the different things that go on them, I was like, wow, I kind of got screwed. Because, you know, I picked up like one drone and it had like one circle and like 4 diamonds and a square. And, you know, it took a lot of experimentation to see what exactly that meant. And basically what it meant was, yeah, I just wasted 2,500 gold because that drone is really not going to be all that helpful. And I think that kind of goes into their overall design, where they kind of seem to have stacked the more important or more desirable drone effects or microchips into, like, say, the circle. So if you don't get a drone that has multiple circles, then you're kind of shorting yourself when you're going against some of these top-end players. So yeah, War Machine, exactly, circles are the best. And I think that Pixonic kind of missed the boat on there. I mean, if they wanted to do the different shapes, that's fine, but maybe they should have made each one desirable. I found that, like, the square ones are okay if you're like running a tank, and you know, I guess that's okay if you have multiple squares on that. The diamond ones and the triangles all seem pretty pointless, at least all the ones that I've come across. So overall, I think my personal opinion on the drones is they were released far too soon. They should have gone through much more testing. Now, I did do some testing on the test server with the drones, but at the time that I was doing that testing, you know, they didn't have all of the microchips available. They didn't really explain the circle square, you know, thing at all. They didn't really explain the randomness of the drones that you're purchasing, or the randomness of which microchips are going to show up available to you. And then, you know, of course, on test server, we never know anything about cost, because on the test server, everything is always like 1 gold. And on the live server, that's always jacked up. And, you know, as far as the overall cost of the drones, you know, for a returning player, yeah, if you want to spend the gold and get all of the gold ones, yeah, that could get pretty pricey. Otherwise, you're kind of left to gamble and hope that you win something in the, you know, the event chest. But even that, you know, I mean, the chances of getting those drones is like ridiculously slim. I think I dropped like $50 on a live stream last week just to open up some chests for everybody, and I didn't get anything at all, like literally nothing. So yeah, I don't know, I think they really should have done just a lot more testing with the drones on the test server, but you know, that's something that's kind of an ongoing issue that you know, we've kind of given feedback to Pixonic before. You know, we need to be able to actually do the testing on the test server, like how they're actually going to work, what they actually are going to cost, you know, get things to the level, you know, that we're going to see them on the live server. But unfortunately, you know, that just never really happens. And I'm not bashing Pixonic. They have their own way of doing business, and it's, you know, obviously worked for them. They're still in business. So I'm not bashing them. It's more feedback to them of, you know, ways that we can improve things. And I think if they were to do some of these changes, you know, on the test server, I think the community would be a whole lot more receptive of things when they come to the live server. I did, you know, follow up a little bit after drones release to the various, you know, Facebook groups and Reddit and such, and there's a pretty big outcrying from the community over drones, not only with the randomness, but you know, just the way they work, with the way they broke things down with the different types of microchips and the cost. And I think that's all very valid outcries from the community. I think personally, I like anytime they bring something to the game that allows me to further customize my robots. But the problem is they're doing it in such a way that there's really only one, like, real solid avenue for any players to go down. And that is to drop a bunch of gold, get the, you know, most expensive drones, and then just keep buying them until you get one that has a bunch of circles on it. And then finding the microchips is a whole nother thing, because, you know, you get one free refresh during the day, and then if you want to look at more because the ones that they're giving you just suck, it costs you gold, and that goes up each time you want to look at other microchips. I mean, I had it up to where it was like 1,000 gold each time I flipped, and I mean, that's just crazy. But anyway, let me go over some of the responses that you guys have here in the chat. And please excuse me while I'm trying to get back into the swing of the podcast and keep up with chat and everything. Sean McLean was saying drones shouldn't cost any power cells to spawn unless power cells become more prevalent in the game. Yep, that is another point, a very, very valid point. You know, we already expend a lot of power cells through the active module. I'm not exactly sure why they needed to make it cost power cells to spawn basically the companion to your robot. So yeah, 100% I agree with you on that one. And power cells still are not as prevalent in the game unless you're a spender. You know, if you're a spender and you spend frequently on the various, you know, events, then you can collect up quite a few power cells. And I know people that have 1 million plus power cells just because they are frequent spenders. But for the average player, yeah, you're usually running pretty lean on power cells. So drones really are not even going to be an option for you, even if you did spend the gold to get them, because then, you know, you're out of power cells. So let's see. Mixed Fan was saying that he won a glider with 8 slots, but all he got was 1A. Makes it useless for what you wanted to use it for. Yep, that's that whole randomness. Not a big fan of it. Joe was saying he got a drone with 6 triangle spots. Now that right there, I would be asking for my money back. Straight up. That's pretty terrible. Let's see, there's no way to measure the effectiveness from Notorious BOT. Yeah, you're right about that too. It's, I mean, because everything that the drone does is pretty random, even when it's just operating. So it's not like a guarantee that you're gonna get that lockdown or that freeze effect that you have on your drone when you need it. So yeah, I don't know. There's just so much with the drones that is just left to total random chance. Sean was saying it didn't look like they changed anything after the test server feedback on drones, and you know, that's typically the case. I think especially with major features, Pixonic does tend to kind of already know that they are going to bring it in, and they're going to bring it in a certain way, and they send it to the test server, not really for us to test and give feedback on, but more for us to just play with it in the code to see if it breaks the game, which is unfortunate. I think they should take a little bit more player feedback. Jay McKean is saying that he hates drones. They're here to stay, but he's not putting any effort or money into updating any of them. Hey, and you know, that is one option. I mean, like straight up legitimately, I think the first 3 or 4 streams that I did, once I started getting back into the game and streaming again, I didn't have any drones, and I was still able to, you know, come in number 1 or 2 on my team and get a lot of wins. So, I mean, it's obviously not critical that you have the drones, but I can see in higher level gameplay that drones are going to be a little bit more important. But I think for the average player, if you're just wanting to just log in and wreck some reds, you know, if you have drones, cool. If not, you know, whatever. Wally says that he should explain drones because people are way too confused on how it all works. Yeah, that probably would be a good idea there, Wally. I have seen a few YouTube videos where people are trying to explain it and give a breakdown. It's just that, you know, even when you're trying to explain things, there's just so much information that people are trying to take on at the same time, and it's all just for this one feature that is not, I mean, yes, it's a major feature of the game, but it's not like it's a whole new robot on its own. It's kind of a secondary thing. So to have that much confusion over something that's really secondary on the game, I think is a little bit much. I'm a better dog. He said that he wasted 1,000 gold on the top slots because he thought those drones were for Titans. Yeah, I had to ask that question too. I did open one up, but that was at the recommendation of a friend of mine who said that, you know, buy an extra drone if you have the gold for it, and find one that has, you know, one of each slot type, and put it up there on the top so that when you're going to check your daily refreshes for different microchips, you can just look on that one drone and it's all in one nice, neat little place. But, you know, that's only if you have the, you know, the spare resources to do that. Let's see. I see a couple of people are kind of mentioning some things like the Jaeger. I haven't even played with the Jaeger or the new weapons. Not exactly sure why they felt the need to bring the Jaeger or those weapons into the game. Well, I know why. I think it's mainly because they wanted to try and push a different playstyle to the player base. But the problem with that is, you know, they can only force it so much. You know, there's just not too many people that play the game that enjoy like the camper or sniper playstyle. There are those that do enjoy it, and it's good to give them an option for it. But you know, I don't know that they need to try and force it through nerfs and you know, specific weapons or anything like that. But you know, they are the ones with all of the data. But I think that instead of fighting the player base, maybe they should kind of embrace what the player base in general is looking for, and that is to straight up brawl and have fun, go face to face, and tear each other up. And you know, if you are somebody that enjoys the camping lifestyle or the sniper lifestyle, you know, no offense to you. It's just, I mean, reality is there's not very many people in the game that play like that. D's Nuts is saying he has no idea why or what his drones are doing. Yep. I have no clue with the drones that I picked up either. I just, click my robot and then have to go through a whole nother screen to click something else, and I don't know that they're doing anything. I'm sure they are because, in my gameplay, I did notice I am getting, the freeze effect and lockdown a lot more frequently than I did before. So I'm guessing that that increases from the drones, so they are doing something. But, whether mine are actually doing anything or not, I don't know. And I did see that some of the drones do have like built-in weapons. Um, and from what I have seen of those, they're just totally not worth it. They don't do really much damage at all. Riz Hunter says drones should be put with the robot you want and not have to keep choosing. I had that same exact feeling or thought. And personally, I did move the drones that kind of are paired to my robot to the same slot. But I think I think drones should be tied to a robot, kind of similar to how pilots are, so that you don't have to go through that extra second or two to select your drone. Because when you're playing a beacon or like Beacon Rush, for example, where sometimes you have to drop in very quickly, that's going to delay things and could cause you to end up losing a match. And with the additional slots for the drones, with the two up on the top, I mean, if you wanted to choose a different one because the game dynamic was changing or whatever at that exact moment, maybe you could have like two additional drones that are sitting back there that, are optional drones that you can put to spawn instead of the one that is assigned to the robot. I agree with that 100%, Grizz. Oh, Lonnie said he heard one player spent over $6,000 to get all of the drones with the good slots and chips. I can see that. Totally, I can see that. They are definitely pricey. I think personally I went through about 25,000 gold before I just said, okay, well, that's enough. I'm not going to keep wasting gold on it. But there are some very highly competitive players, and that's fine. If somebody wants to drop, $6,000 or $10,000 to get exactly what they want, then hey, more power to them. They're helping to keep the game funded so that we can all continue to play it. All right, let's see. Ducks on Quack is talking about we need more events. It's been weeks since it's 25% off. Make a double silver weekend that gives double the silver payout. Now, that's a good idea. I don't think they've ever done one like that. I know recently we did have like a 25% off on Titan upgrades. I think that was maybe a week or so ago, but I'm not too sure about any of the upgrade overdrives or anything. Might have been, might have been quite some time since we've had those. JF was asking about some kind of a Ravana giveaway from the War Robots channel. Sorry, I don't have any information on that. That's something that you've got to ask Pixonic on the official War Robots channel if it was a giveaway that they were doing. And another thing Jeff pointed out was that, or he's asking, will there be a new Titan? A while ago on War Robots, they hinted at it. I do believe that there is another Titan in the works. They did state, I believe in a dev stream at some point a while back, that they did have plans for a 5th Titan by the end of the year. Now, I'm not exactly sure what that Titan is going to be. I wish Islander were here because he's the one that usually gets all of the juicy gossip and scoops on those kinds of things, but I do expect to see another Titan here sometime in the very near future. Darwin James saying that triangle slots give extra damage. Modulator intensifier chip tier 2 gives 5% damage each time you use your active slot. 6 slots with triangle chips plus death mark is 50% more damage. Well, yeah, I mean, if you fully stack, I think, any of the chips, I mean, you might find some use out of it, but I think one of the biggest things or concerns that I had with a lot of the triangle chips is, yeah, it can give you 5 or 10% additional damage, but it's only for a very limited amount of time and only when a certain thing occurs in the course of your match. But unfortunately, depending on the match that you're in, that event may not occur at all. So then your whole drone is just kind of pointless. So you just wasted some power cells. Oh, that was something that I did want to get some of your feedback on. Where did it go? Hey, what's up, AD Gaming? Thanks for dropping by. Let me scroll back. Okay, yeah, Lonnie was talking about the new matchmaking in Very High Champ. Seems like now you need everything that you can, and there is long, tough games. I haven't played a whole lot since they made that little mini reset that they did and changed the way Matchmaker worked. I know there were some people that ended up dropping out of Champion League, which I think is for the better for them, and they made some of the Matchmaker, the statistics a little bit differently, especially for like the Master League players. So it's making it a little bit more difficult for them to actually reach Champion League, which I think is actually a good thing. For those of you that are in Master League and trying to push up into Champion League, don't try and go there too fast, because the way Matchmaker was set up previously, it was really, really easy to end up in Champion League with, I mean, if you had any skill, like you could literally get to Champion League with level 5 robots and level 6 weapons. So I think that change overall is good. Of course I do, understand if some of you might have dropped a league or two because of it. But I think overall for the health of the game, things are going to be improved. I am looking forward to doing another stream this week and really kind of getting into it and testing it out over the course of a couple of hours to see exactly how the changes are stacked up, because there are definitely some issues with Matchmaker still, and there have been for a long time. I think my biggest complaint with Matchmaker wasn't necessarily that I was going against people that were either too easy or too hard. I think it was more of, I can't play the game how I want to play the game, and that has to do with squads. Sometimes I might only have 3 or 4 or maybe 5 people on that can be in a squad, but that's kind of a death sentence for your fun if you decide to squad up with 3, 4, or 5 people, because 90% of your matches you're going to end up going against a full squad. But if you were to actually have a full squad on, then the majority of the time you're actually not even going to face other full squads, even when they are running. That's complaints over matchmaking that we've had for a long time. I don't know that Pixonic's ever really going to resolve that. I really wish they would, though, because I think there's a lot of players, especially, you know, more of the pocket change players or the more casual players that would love to just get on and be able to play with 2 or 3 friends, you know, and enjoy the game rather than just get wrecked over and over. But then again, also with matchmaking too, I do understand their kind of reasoning for making these changes, because, I mean, even though it did seem to be improved over the last, you know, several weeks that I've been kind of back playing, where most matches I was playing, you know, they weren't complete blowouts like they usually are. I mean, I still would win the majority of my matches, but that's not necessarily due to, you know, skill or bragging or anything like that. It's just, you know, I don't know. I mean, when I'm sitting between, you know, like a 70 or 85% win rate, that's not all just because of blowout matches. It's, you know, over the last month or so, it's actually been really good close matches, which has been good. That's, I don't know if they've made some adjustments that they didn't tell us about. Hopefully they did. But it does get a little bit boring when you are a higher skilled player and you do end up just going against, you know, super weak opponents all running, you know, Griffins or something like that, and you're in Upper Champion League. So I don't know what all adjustments they've made. I know a lot of times with Pixonic, they make changes to things and they only kind of give us some of the information publicly, and there's usually some other things that are going on behind the scenes that they just don't tell us about. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on, you know, the current state of matchmaking? Are you guys happy that they're at least making some adjustments to it? Or are you guys kind of on the side where it's like, you know, they shouldn't touch it because, you know, if I want to be in Champion League at, you know, with level 5 robots, then I should be. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. 80 Gaming asking, where is Islander? I don't know where Islander is. I confirmed with him that the show was going to go on today. I confirmed with him the time, but I'm guessing that he got called into work or had something come up. Because as of a few hours ago, he had confirmed everything with the show. But who knows, maybe he'll still pop in here before we wrap things up. And if not, then we'll just have to do it again next Sunday. Let's see, Lonnie once again is showing up, and he was saying that he was still going against some expert and masters in some matches as of last night. Obviously, the you know, any adjustments they make to matchmaker is not going to be 100% because, you know, they have to be able to get people into a match in some reasonable amount of time. Let's see, Lonnie was saying that Pixo is getting everybody hooked on using drones for 0 power cells this weekend. First hit is free. I don't know. Were drones free to use this weekend? I don't know. I hadn't heard that, but it's entirely possible. I've been a bit preoccupied. Evan Ash saying he's facing so many squads. It looks like it's only the game which is for squatting. Says his teams are randoms, but the opponents are usually full squads, and this is after the update. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I do understand that if a squad has been in matchmaker queue for, you know, a certain amount of time, eventually they do have to kind of load them against opponents. But I still think Pixonic should kind of increase that amount of time so that it increases the chance of full squads meeting up with other full squads, because there usually is plenty of squads out and about going. Goose says drone weapons equals unnoticeable damage, and that is 100% true. It's like shooting a pea at an actual robot. It's not going to do anything. Oh, Franco saying that he only spends real money on the operations pass, and that is another thing that I did want to touch base with you guys on. While I'm going through here looking at some of your comments over matchmaking, I'll just throw that out there real quick. The latest operations pass, what do you guys think? Looks like they took all the platinum out and shoved in a whole bunch of microchips that may or may not be useful to most people. Hey, what's up, Danny from Lightning WR? See that you're out there in the crowd. Thanks for dropping by. Andy J says that he thinks that they should have created a super league rather than drop people down. Would have been politically more acceptable. I kind of get what you're saying there, and there was some talk about maybe having a league higher than Champion League, but technically there's like hundreds of leagues higher than Champion League. It doesn't matter what name they put on it. It's already been like that for a long time. I mean, yes, they had Legend League, which was just the top 100 players, or the number one Champion League. But if you actually are in Champion League and you scroll through and see where your standing is, it might tell you that you're in like League 124 of Champion League. So I don't know that a solution like that would have worked. I think trying to get people back down into the leagues that they are more appropriate for is probably the better solution, but that's just my opinion. The only concern that I have with the method that they used is it does make it seem like it's going to be a whole hell of a lot easier for people to tank. And I did see some reports that people have been reporting and seeing a bigger increase in tankers. So hopefully that isn't going to become a huge problem like it was in the past. Turbinite says, now if you play 3 games, you win 2, lose the last one, your progress can be wasted. Looking at the math, that's 100% true. But I guess, if you're looking at only a small sample of, like, say 3 games, you might see things like that happen. But I think if you were to take a larger sample of, like, say 100 or 200 games, people will average out a little bit more evenly where they should be based on their skill and their robot or weapon levels. But I do understand how that could be a little disheartening for somebody if they do win 2 games and they might be in, 4th or 6th place on those 2 wins, and then they lose 1 match and they're down in 5th or 6th place and they lose a big chunk. I totally understand how that could kind of set somebody off. K Rather is saying matches are better. He was fluctuating between Master and Champion. He's enjoying the matches more now, and that's a great thing to bring up. I think a lot of people focus very heavily on their position in the rankings, where I think the more important thing that people should be focusing on is the quality of game. Are you enjoying the game better? Are you going against opponents that are more your level? Are you having more challenging games? Because that's what makes things fun. See, Don Jose said that he averaged 3K plus points per season. Now he's struggling to maintain positive points. I'm guessing that you're talking about league points or your clan points. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the change has affected that. I haven't played enough to really play around with it, but you know, that could also be something that they end up having to adjust a little bit more later on down the road once, you know, things kind of settle out with this latest adjustment. See, Danny Lightning was saying he was getting slaughtered this morning. His team were randoms and were getting full squads. He lost about 20 battles in a row. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I think if you're seeing, you know, that many full squads, there's definitely got to be something wrong with Matchmaker, something in the code. Either that or some of these squads have found some way to influence Matchmaker. But either way, that is definitely something that needs to be looked at and fixed. And I'm sure Danny from Lightning WR is going to be giving his feedback to Big Sonic on that very issue. And I'll try and do some testing myself when I get some time to get back into the game and play a little bit to see if I'm experiencing something similar. Turbo Knight says now he has Griffins on his team going against tough opponents. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds to me like there's kind of a bit of a mixed bag. Some folks are saying that they kind of have been having some better luck with Matchmaker, more enjoyable games, and others are saying that you know, not so much. Joe said that if they had adjusted it during any other season, he would still be in Champion League, but I didn't grind as much once they released drones, so he got kicked to Masters. And you know what, though? That's the thing. I mean, Joe, seriously, does it really matter if you're in Champion League or Masters League? If you're logging in and you're going against other opponents that are of a similar level and you're having a good match? That's the thing that I wish more people would really focus on, is the quality of gameplay rather than, you know, what their ranking is, or do they have the best stuff, you know, and can they compete in the meta, you know. It's a game, guys. Just log in, try and enjoy it, have some fun. You should know I'm not like others. You should know I'm not the one. Ooh, there's a little bit of juicy stuff from Zox. Says that seems the new Titan is going to have some kind of a reflective shield like the Hawk. And I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, we've kind of suspected at some point they would end up with a Titan with some kind of a shield, or a reflect ability. So there you go. That's Zox's prediction. By the way, if you guys are not yet subscribed, he has a really good YouTube channel. Make sure you stop by and show him a little bit of love. Ooh, doesn't matter is saying that he's against the full squads too. He hasn't seen that squad since he joined iOS. And you know, there could also be some things going on. They don't always tell us when Android and iOS are actually back playing together, especially after an update. So that could be part of the reason for some of the squad issues. If you're playing at a specific time and you're on, say, Android, and Android got the update, but iOS has not yet got the update, because usually just prior to the update and for a little while after the update, iOS and Android are not actually, in fact, playing together. That is a feature that they have to turn on and off each time they're doing any kind of update. Billy Luna says, not bots, pilots, and weapons. Key is skills and strategy. Hey, right on, man. I totally agree with that. There is a lot of this game that is still based on skill and strategy. I have run into many players that were totally maxed out. And, I mean, my personal account is not totally maxed out, but I can kick the shit out of a whole bunch of them. Pardon the language, by the way. Pedro is saying that player stats have been frozen for more than a day. That might be something that's going on with their data, with all of the changes. I assure you that they are still collecting the data, and most likely it will all get updated eventually. Let's see. Hooligan Danny said he quit chasing meta. Money pays for that, and he'd rather just have some fun. Hey, and that's the way to do it. I'm telling you guys. I mean, I used to be really into squatting. I mean, any of you that have been following my channel for a long time, you know, when I was in my my previous clan, you know, had a group of us, and we'd be squatting every, you know, every stream, and we were very competitive. But you know, I just don't care for the competitive side of it so much anymore. I just want to log in, have some fun, enjoy the time with the friends, because that's, for me anyway, what makes this game important. I'm probably a little behind here on chat, guys. I apologize for that. See, K Rather mentioned that not only the quality of gameplay is improved, but he is also grinding more silver and gold per match. So that's a positive. Hopefully that can carry over to most everybody else. I mean, that is kind of the sweet spot that hopefully everybody can find themselves in. And Andy J said, got to be said, regardless of the rest of it, he's noticed that the matches in general are way more competitive in Champion League now. And that's a good thing. Alright, so I had mentioned previously what your guys' opinion was on the latest operation. And I didn't really see any messages or feedback from you guys on there, so I'm going to assume that you guys love it. I mean, I did log in there and I was like, yeah, not so great of stuff. Nothing really overly... Oh, sorry, K Rather. My apologies, ma'am. You are a gal, not a guy. Hopefully, hopefully that wasn't overly offensive. I just generally refer to any group of people as you guys. But anyway, I apologize either way. So what's up, Steel? That's another up-and-coming YouTuber right there in the channel. Steel from Vox Clan. He's been putting out some good videos. You guys should definitely stop by and check him out. I didn't have time to go through and do a featured YouTube channel for this stream. Like I said, I am still kind of just trying to get my feet wet and get back into things. Yeah, so it looks like everybody is just super happy about the new operations. So I'll pass that on to Pixonic and let them know that everybody loves it and to keep it coming. Let's see. Well, okay, there's a few comments there. Okay, so Danny says that not having platinum sucks, but besides that, it's okay. I think the platinum being gone is kind of the biggest complaint that I personally have, because for the pocket change players that might only have 15 bucks to drop in a month, you know, that was their platinum lifeline. And if they are permanently removing it, then you know, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. MixFan says that operations equal a smiley shit emoji. So I guess that he's happy as shit to see the operations. All right, I got you, MixFan. Jimmy Hold My Beer says that they should definitely bring back the platinum. I'm with you on that one. Hammer, pretty much the same thing. So it looks like the biggest complaint is the missing platinum, and I'm right there with you. I don't know that the microchips that they are offering in place of the platinum is really worth what you're losing from the platinum, especially since we do know that there is going to be at least one more Titan in the works. There we go, Goose. That's what I'm talking about. He just tells it straight up. Operation sucks. Here we go. A real quick donation there from Don Jose. Says the matches are more competitive and fun, but when you end up with 3 million plus damage and at the end in 6th place with negative points, it kind of sucks. You know, I understand that, Don. But man, personally, I don't know. For me personally, if I have a really good game, a really close match, could have went either way. It doesn't matter how much I put up, and it doesn't matter what point, you know, or what place I am on the losing side. I mean, if they won, hey, they won it fair and square, and it was a hell of a fight, and I'm just glad that I got to participate in a good fight like that. But I do get what you're saying. It does kind of suck if you're putting up huge numbers and you're still sitting in 6th place just because, you know, that match might be just overly stacked. But I don't know. And maybe that's just the difference between player preference. But for me, I enjoy games like that, and I don't care if I lose. Appreciate that, K Rather. Thanks for the donation there. I got you, LHH. Losing the main source of platinum was a bad move by Pixonic. Yep. And, the operations ever since their introduction have been very fluid as far as what we get in them and what is, going on as far as, are we getting platinum? Are we getting a lot of silver? Are we getting gold? Or are they giving us, a decent robot or a decent weapons or a decent pilot? Everything has been very fluid. I mean, hell, remember the first one? It was like 100 levels. and it was super easy for everybody to finish. And then they made the next one 100 levels, but it was hard as hell for people to finish. You know, so just kind of keep that in mind with the operations. You know, none of it is ever written in stone. You know, they go back and forth so often that it's you know, we really can't ever bank on what we're going to get in the operations. But I will tell you, you know, between operations and the VIP, I think those are two really the most bang for your buck if you are going to be a pocket change player. But it's up to you, you know. If this operation just doesn't have anything that interests you, then don't waste your money on it. You know, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. I mean, your account isn't going to be any worse. You're not going to be a worse player because you didn't get it. Holy
Chief.
hell, who is this? Well, welcome aboard there, Sunshine. How are you doing?
Yeah, I had a family issue come up, and I took off and left my phone behind, so I couldn't even message you to let you know that I was gonna be late, if not at all. So, but am I here for the last few minutes?
Hey man,
sorry,
you're
Chief.
here. It's all good. I'm glad that you made it. I figured something came up.
Yeah, something came up, and I took off running and just left the phone behind. I said, shit. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to apologize later on. Where are we at on the discussion? What's going on?
Well, first I gotta say, Philosophy Trucking, thank you for your donation. And sorry you missed the last hour, but hey, you could always, you know, rewatch it afterwards. But he says that he is very happy with the more competitive matchmaking. But to backfill you, Islander, on where we started off with drones, and how freaking confusing they are, and how the randomness of them just absolutely sucks on every level. I think that's a good summary of pretty much what everybody said. And then we moved on to matchmaking, the matchmaking changes, and operations, the latest operation.
Yeah, on the drones, real quick, I completely agree. I don't like it. I don't like the combining of them, and when you combine them, you're not guaranteed to get anything that you want. It's going to be a random thing, and normally it's going to be something you don't want. So I'm real not happy with that part of it. I think that they need to do something. That's like trading in your vehicle, and the car dealer tells you, well, here, you know, you traded in a truck, but I'm going to give you a Pinto. You know, wait a minute.
On,
That's
don't
not
knock
what I
the
want. Well,
Pinto.
that's what you get. You know, take it or not. You like it or not, you're going to get it, you know. As far as the matchmaking, it's been competitive. I'll give it that. I mean, I'm dropping into free for alls, and my last couple of videos don't show what I normally run into, but it's nice to see a lot of thick players out there matched up against me, and a lot more competitive, and I'm enjoying that. As far as the operations, not happy at all, man. Not happy at all. They took out the platinum, which was the main reason why we would get the operation, or I would get the operation. So, you know, to sum it up on that, it's not good. You know, I mean, get it if you want it, if you want the drone or you want certain things. Just move. Let's go.
Hold up, man. You're kind of breaking up. Are you there with me, Islander?
That's correct.
You're kind of breaking up. I don't know if you got bad signal or what.
You cut off there.
Okay. Yeah, you were kind of breaking up there. Sorry. But yeah, I was basically telling him
2 cents on all those things.
similar about the operation. You know, it's still the best bang for the buck, you know, as far as pocket change players between that and VIP. But if this operation isn't offering you anything you specifically want, then just don't buy it. Because taking that platinum out, that's a huge hit. And there's a lot of the pocket change players that are still trying to get enough platinum to still max out their Titans.
Yep. So, you know, and I mean, I'm doing it for future references. I've been storing up platinum, but there's a lot of people out there that don't have that, you know. And I mean, they're still working on their first Titan, and here we got another one coming down the pike already. And
Yeah.
To cut that platinum is a big hit, you know.
You hear any juicy rumors about the Titan? That was a topic that did get brought up briefly.
Yeah, I posted a video on it. Let me go pull up the specs right now real quick, and I can tell you what I have on it. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Let's go. Okay, so Minos is going to be the name of the Titan, is what I have so far. Okay. The Titan accelerates, activates a destructive magnet field around itself. Enemies that get in the way are damaged or knocked back. We don't have a time on the cooldown, and we don't have a radius on it. After the ability, that temporarily activates a reflector protection system, which absorbs damage and redirects it to the person shooting them, kind of like what we have in the Hawk.
Okay, so similar to the Hawk or the Leech ability, after it uses its ability, and its ability, rather than be a teleport, is more like a, like a train ability, where it just runs in a direction and
I would call it a bowling ball. Yeah, a big old bowling ball, just running down the field and either going to damage you or knock you the hell back.
Right. Well, I did figure that that the last Titan for the year was supposed to be one of the what's the word that they use, like the trickster kind, whatever Pixonic's freaking term is for that crap. But anyway, yeah, I expected it to be maybe a teleporting, but
you do like a sabotage.
Spot.
A
saboteur. That's what it is. Saboteur.
A saboteur. There you go. Yeah. So now I was kind of expecting something there along the lines. And as far as the weapons, my prediction is I was predicting 1 or 2, either a flamethrower or a shotgun. It looks like it's going to be the shotgun. The Grom, all right, is going to be the heavy weapon, and then the beta weapon is going to be the Squall. Okay, so they shoots out a charge of huge buckshot, low accuracy at long range, but colossal power at close range. So and you tack that on with a fast-moving bot.
Yeah, you know, a bot that can punch him in the jaw.
Really hard, really fast. And on top of that, you have your bowling ball effect, where you're gonna be doing damage and blasting them with shotguns at the same time. It's gonna be OP like something we haven't seen in a while.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to wait until to see it on the test server, but I would hope that if it's a saboteur type of Titan and it has that really fast movement to move, towards robots, and that movement itself is damaging to the robots, I would hope that it's not allowed to actually fire its weapons while it's doing that.
But, so it wouldn't be able to fire in the ability, is what you're saying?
Yeah, when you're using the ability to go towards and do the damage to them, and then you go back to where you were and you have your reflective shield, maybe I could see shooting, being able to fire your weapons during that reflective shield, but while you're doing that whole bowling ball action, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we can only speculate, and let's go ahead and just call it right now. This is the rumor. We don't have any confirmation from the developers on their side that this is going to be in place. It's just what we have going on right now. Right. We're also looking at a new robot and 3 new weapons, if you want the information on that.
Yeah, well, I figured there would be at least another new robot, because they sprung this whole the Jaeger on everybody out of nowhere. Was it even on the test server? I don't
no.
think it ever was. They just said, "Oh, hey, by the way, here's a new robot." And
wait, you heard about the Jaeger or the Jaeger? Yeah, it was on a couple of test servers.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get much press then, because I never heard of it until it was live. Okay. But that could just be, back to my original point about the Jaeger, where, well, hey, nobody wants to freaking play that kind of play style, so who cares?
Right.
But yeah, so I figured there would be at least another robot coming out, though, just to kind of go along with it.
Yeah, there is a new robot. I don't know if the guys want to hear about it or talk about it a little bit. Y'all let us know in the comment section, and we'll go over that if y'all want to.
There's, yeah, but other than what we've kind of already talked about, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, I
Else
realize I'm
going
coming in
on.
pretty late.
No, it's all right. I mean, I think I did okay considering I haven't done one of these in about a month and a half, 2 months.
Yeah, it's been about almost 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So, and I'm sorry for that. And I just give you all a heads up right now. I don't know that I'm going to be able to go back to every single Sunday 100% yet, but I'm trying. So, I'm trying to get there.
What we could also do, Chief, is if you can't make it on a Sunday, maybe if you have time in that week, we could just schedule it during the week or whenever you have time. I'm on a completely new schedule now where I'll be working graveyards. So,
hey, that works out just for Halloween, right?
Yeah. So whenever, if you can't make it on a Sunday, you could just say, man, you know what? Let's do it on a Thursday, or let's do it this Tuesday, or let's, you let us know what works for you best, and we'll work with that. And I'm sure the people out there completely understand your situation. So, I mean, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah, right on. Well, I appreciate the flexibility, and I mean, I did have to make some adjustments with my weekly stream schedule already. Instead of streaming on Wednesdays and Fridays, I had to bump one to Tuesdays and Fridays because I just have.
We got Ironhide today. We'll take what we can get, and we got Justin saying, "Heck yeah, stream when you can." So there you go.
Right on. Billy Luna, their job openings for WR. If you're talking about Pixonic, I'd imagine there's probably always job openings. But you
just gotta go to the website, and they actually have a employment area. You just gotta move to Russia, I believe.
Yeah. So one thing that came to the live server since I was gone is they did finally bring in the quantum radar for Titans to the live server, and initially I was totally against it, but after playing a little bit, and I'm not even using one, but with people that I am playing with using it, it's actually not that bad, and it actually does kind of help to bring a little bit of balance to the game, especially with all of these other things that they've done to the game recently that are actually weakening Titans to a degree. So. Right.
Yeah, I agree. I like the fact that it's set to a range of only 350 meters. So, I mean, if you don't know if a Titan has it or not, so you're not sure if you really need to close the gap on it. If you do try to close the gap on it with a 300-meter weapon, you might be in for a shocking surprise. Believe it or not, with everything that's gone on, Chief, the Pursuer is back and very relevant. One more time. I've been running it quite a bit, and I'm running it with the Quirkers, and I am just taking down Titans with it left and right.
Well, I think with all of these changes especially with drones, and if you're willing to gamble enough of your gold or money, some of the weapons, the changes to weapons that were made, I think it's making more robots relevant again overall, which is a good thing to see. I'm never a fan of big nerfs and stuff, and like this last batch of nerfs where they just kind of hit almost everything. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people that are like, screw that, stop messing with it. But honestly, from the point of view of somebody who was playing before all the nerfs and then coming back after it all, I didn't even notice. To be honest, I could still effectively use all of the weapons, and literally the lineup that I was playing on before, I had to take a break. And then when I came back, literally same exact robots, same exact weapons, including the Ravana, the shotguns, and I was still very successful with it. So
yeah, if you get the Ravana with the shotguns, even though you have 2 less buckshot, you went from 8 to 6. If you get them at point blank range, and you either have your thermonuclear reactors or you have some overdrives on it, you're gonna pack a serious punch. You're gonna put a hole in whatever you're shooting.
Yeah, and I mean, just don't use it to defend a beacon, which I still see people trying to do. They drop in with like a Ravana to, in Beacon Rush to defend a beacon that you're taking, and you just, I just like kind of smile and say that was dumb, but you know, it is
Yeah,
what it
because
is.
of the phase shifting. But I have noticed that people are still running the Ravana, but they're not using it anymore to try and hold a beacon, right? They're out there to do some damage with it now. They've completely come to the understanding that I'm not going to be able to hold this beacon, but they are using it to punch a hole in your bot,
Yeah.
or take you down, and then successfully try to steal the beacon from you like that. Not necessarily hold it, but just try to help his buddy out, and it's still very effective. All right, the strategy on it has just changed.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that because they didn't nerf it into the ground. I mean, honestly, all they did was do what we told them they should have done when the damn thing came out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
I mean, there you go, Big
And I agree.
Sonic.
Now,
Once again,
we've already run
listen
in,
to
we've
us.
already run into people. Yeah. tell them, Chief. We've run into people already, Chief, that are running 3-4 maxed out Hawks. Okay.
Yep.
And they are getting dropped quickly with the Scorpion. All right, they're finding out we cannot overload our hangar with just Hawks, because as soon as we come down, they are a very squishy bot, pretty much like any of the other overpowered bots we have. They're glass cannons. Once they come down, I mean, if you have a Scorpion that's just sitting there waiting for you to come down, when you come down, you're all his. You can phase shift. You can have that little module that's gonna make you invisible. All you're gonna have is a delayed death. By the time you start firing on him, he's gonna teleport and do it all over again. So I've noticed where people have removed some of the Hawks, and they're trying to run some of the other bots, such as Scorpions, Blitzes, so on.
And that's exactly what I kind of said was going to happen when the Hawk was coming out. I thought that the Scorpion was already the counter for the Hawk. I mean, yeah, the Hawk was going to be OP, and it is OP. It's ridiculously OP. But it's just like the frickin', the Ao Jun. And the Ao Jun enjoyed a very nice run, even though it was always super weak when it landed. If you didn't land in a good spot, you were dead.
Right.
So the Hawk is the same way, and the Scorpion, especially with the new Scorpion pilot. I think that new Scorpion pilot really makes the Scorpion a lot more viable, because the Scorpion before, it was fun and it was decent, but it wasn't OP. With the new pilot, though, it lets you survive a little bit more.
Yeah, but there's actually nowhere you're gonna hide. I mean, you got people that try to land on the roofs at Shenzhen, to try to take cover up there, and that Scorpion will pop right up there and just make a mess of things for him. So there's really, really nowhere to hide. You don't have to get a flying bot to go up there and get him. You don't have to worry about trying to play peekaboo, hit and miss with him. You just teleport right up there and you get him. The Phantom is still a good counter as well. All you got to do is just take a little bit of cover, and you can rush him. Using your ability and a healing, you can run right up on him, and he's stuck on the ground for some time. So I mean, the Hawks are great against Titans, and they're great against another bot if they catch you out in the open. But if you're not out in the open and you can wiggle your way towards them, when you get there, you're not going to have a problem taking them down. I've taken them down with ease with just about every bot in my hangar, and my Hawk has been taken down with ease. Coming from another Scorpion, coming from a Phantom, a Ravana that was able just to teleport all his way to me. Once they got to me, there was very little I could do. Just sit there and accept my death.
Right. And that's fine. That's good. So, I mean, overall, I think it's great that, they're bringing it might be an OP bot, but there's already a counter for it in the game. So it's forcing people to not run a full hangar of the same OP bot, which is great. Real quick, D's nuts, appreciate that. Pew pew pew, back at you.
There were a few people in the comment section that said they want to know what was the new bot was, so we're going to give that out real quick.
Yep.
The robot is called Shell. The ability Atom. Okay, and you'll see it. You know exactly why it's going to be called an Atom here in a minute. Robot receives temporary acceleration, at the end of which it explodes. All enemies in the area effect pushed away. Okay. See here, the hull is surrounded by a strong physical shield and a special energy core which is located at the center. Thanks to him, this walking fortress can make short sprints to key points with the excess of heat-generated core damage and knock out opponents, all right, who come close. So basically, you're going to have a huge Hellburner bulwark cross breed here.
Yeah, that's what it sort of reminded me of is the old Hellburner squads where everybody had the Ansel on their Hellburner just to survive,
right,
to get up in your face and go boom.
Now we have a tanky one, all right? Well, now it's gonna be a tanky one.
Who knows? Maybe that'll be one that you're gonna end up seeing, full squads of those all dropping at the same time. Remember, I know you remember the old Hellburner squads.
Oh yeah. I mean, we had a little split there with Hellburner where everybody, we're running Hellburner's first wave,
yep,
and you just had a big old 4th of July fest right in the center of the beacon. Let's go to the weapons real quick. Scatter, Havoc, and Devastator. I'm already not a fan. I'll go ahead and let you know what I'm going to go ahead and read what the first one does, and they all do the same thing, except it's going to be light, medium, and heavy. Fires a directional sound wave. Damage caused by this weapon cannot be repaired in the field. Okay, same thing for the Havoc, same thing for the Devastator.
They can't be... Say that again?
Any damage that you receive from this weapon cannot be restored by a healer, any healing bot.
Well, that's freaking stupid.
Thank you very much.
I mean, seriously, they're just going to completely make a whole class of robots, like, just completely void? I mean, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I agree.
Come on, Pixonic.
I didn't like this.
When you guys are having a meeting, Pixonic, and somebody brings up an idea like that, like seriously, if at any point it said, they say it's going to make an entire class of robots completely useless, the first thing you should do is probably give the guy his pink slip and say, time for you to go work somewhere else. Because that's just stupid. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, not a problem. Let's just go ahead and keep in mind that as of right now, these are still rumors. We have no confirmation that this is coming out, all right? But it is all over social media. I did pick up on it. It was said to me. I have had people message me and say, yes, this is going to happen. But I have not heard anything back from the developers whatsoever. So let's keep a real close eye on these test servers to come up, all right? And to find out whether these are going to be confirmed or these are just nothing more than the rumors that are being said. But since we did pick up on them, I did want to share them here as well.
I hate to say it, but I mean, honestly, it seems like 95% of all the rumors that come out end up eventually happening. Even if they deny it at first, they eventually happen. So let's just hope that that it was just somebody that was having like a really bad day and decided, hey, what can I do to really stir the pot with the War Robots community?
Yeah, because I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of. I mean, I like the concept of the weapon, a sound blast wave. All right, sound is something that can be very damaging if it's done at the right frequency. Okay, it can really mess up your insides pretty good. But the fact that you cannot be repaired, I mean, we got Menders, we got Waylands, we got Nodens, we got Tears, we got all kinds of healing bots. Now we got a module that's going to come out. I didn't even go over the modules. Y'all want to hear the modules real quick?
Oh, sure. Why not? I mean, the rest of my day is just great.
All right.
Let's see what else you can do to ruin it.
Modules. Dual repair unit. Restore some strength of the robot. If the momentum of the activation, there is a friendly target within X amount of meters, the target's durability is also partially restored. That is one, okay? Now we're getting a module that does repair. So basically any robot with this module can throw out a little bit of heal towards one of his partners, okay? Which I like, because the more healing we have out there, the more damage we got out there, all right? But this module is going to be completely voided with these sound blast weapon or these sound wave weapons, okay? What do you need to heal for if you cannot be healed, okay? The second one, balanced unit. increases the robot's durability and robot damage. So it's gonna heal up your durability a little bit and give you a little bit of added firepower, kind of like a heavy armor and a thermonuclear reactor combined.
Right, but you're talking. It's an active module, right? You use power cells to activate it, I'm assuming.
Balance unit increases robot durability and damage. That could be a passive one right there.
I guess that one could
the
be.
dual repair unit, that can also be a passive one as well.
I don't see how that one could be.
No. The first one would be active because it says upon activation, you heal yourself, you give yourself some heals, and you can heal somebody close by. Okay, so first one would be active. The second one would be a passive. Or potentially. I'm not going to say that it is.
I mean, honestly, neither one of those are that big of a deal. I mean,
no. I actually like those particular.
Okay.
I just don't like out of everything. I liked everything that we went over in the rumors, Chief, with the exception of
the stupid ass weapons. Yeah.
Yeah. The weapon is great. Make
cool
it a nice weapon. The idea. But the fact that you cannot heal it, no. Now we got to give that the axe. Keep the weapon, just remove that little extra little ability that it's going to have there.
Yeah, I mean we already lose the ability to heal a certain percentage of damage we've taken as it is. So
right.
I mean, there's no reason to make that even more.
And it's not going to be an issue till the entire population is running these weapons. Right, which by any means you can just gauge that it won't take very long.
Right. Yeah, AD Gaming, you need to stop giving Pixonic all these freaking ideas that you're saying.
Yeah, let's blame AD.
What's up, Green Giant? To Islander, Green Giant says hi. And have an amazing stream. Appreciate that. And Islander, Green Giant says hi.
Hey, Greenie, how you doing, partner? Thank you so much for the donation. Greatly appreciated. And how the hell are you?
Rick roll weapon, according to Danny. I don't know about that.
Rick roll. Hey, Danny or AD, have y'all heard any of this as far as these new rumors of bots, weapons, and modules? And how much stake would you put into those? Hit us up in the comment section if you have.
Yeah,
Crickets.
That's right. That's right, Don Jose. AD's trying to help Pixonic with the good business. I think the line has been drawn in the sand, AD Gaming. You got to pick a side, buddy. What's up, Ghost Boom Dad?
What's the next? Weapons that ignore last stand, phase shift.
Yeah.
Well, we already have that. We already have that in modules. We have the phase shift and we have the what's the other one, Chief?
Transcendence?
The anti-control. The anti-control. So we already have that in the game that you can get by those particular sets.
No. He's saying that they're going to come up with a weapon that ignores a person's last stand and still damages them while they're in last stand or while they're in phase shift.
Be quiet.
Yeah, Mix fan, you need to stop right there, dude.
Yeah, bro. I mean, don't be. They can be watching the stream and you just give them an idea. Come on, Mix. Work with us, buddy.
Oh shit. Eddie, Philosophy Trucking said his day just got worse. He just entered Texas.
Oh shit! Come to South Texas, brother. Let's go have a beer.
I'm sure he would. Matter of fact, that man actually drove me halfway across this country.
Did he really?
He did. Hell of a nice guy.
Wait a minute. Is he driving and watching the stream and texting?
Yeah, he's probably listening. And he probably uses his voice to comment. He doesn't.
There you go. That's
he
possible.
doesn't use the whole, picking up the phone thing. Stitch asking the question, when is Remastered going to be released? That's a good question. I think that's the thing I'm mostly excited for is Remastered coming out. I did see that coming up on or was it on this weekend's test server? They had several additional maps that they're working on.
I actually didn't get on it, but Mix has been putting out a hell of a lot of content regarding the Remastered. I mean, Mix has just been all over that Remastered stuff, so thumbs up to that, Mix. If y'all haven't seen that, get over to Mix's channel and check it out. He's put up a lot of good content on the Remastered and voicing his opinions on it. Right. As far as all of the Remastered, I love it. It's just beautiful. I played Valley, and I did want to get. I might try to still make one just to show everybody each map. But I mean, the Valley map has water all over the place. There's just water all over the ground. It's like a little hurricane went through, like a typhoon went through it. It just left a whole bunch of flooded water. It's beautiful.
I'm mostly excited for it, not only for the better quality of visuals, but also so that hopefully every time somebody's complaining about lag, we can look at them and say, dude, it's your freaking internet. Because, like, realistically, with all new code, it should be running buttery smooth, especially if you can choose a lower setting.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping the people that are having issues that are not device issues, all right, should be a lot better, as far as on their side. And this we got to make sure that we're good to go on our side, that your internet is up to speed. Actually, I'm going to be bumping up my internet speed here pretty soon because eventually now I am going to be live streaming at some point. So I got to increase that my upload time because if not, it's just going to be real choppy. And then, of course, your device. I mean, if your device is not up to par, you're going to have a few issues. If you're still running just 2 gigs of RAM on an old device like I was prior to me purchasing the Galaxy Tab S6, my old tablet would not be able to run War Robots. Real quick, right. Andy J, what's going on, my man? Thumbs up, brother. Good to see you here.
But, I mean, even with an older device, as long as it isn't one of the, like, super old ones that is no longer going to be supported.
Yeah, when I say older, I mean older because, I mean, my tablet that I used to play on, the Galaxy Tab Pro Chief, I mean, that thing is at least 12, 13 years old. It's back there.
I mean, I mean, as long as it's supported, you should be able to drop the settings down to the lowest settings, and you should still be smoother than you're seeing now. There will always be lag on any video game in the world, no matter what. There's always a little bit of lag, just because you're going from point A to point B to across the world. But it's not going to be because of the code anymore. And y'all just be careful, because I saw a Russian mafia boss just joined the chat. And that might mean the Pixonic's watching. Be careful what you say.
Shit. Who are our mediators? Y'all keep an eye on them, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, if he starts talking, some crazy stuff and saying that.
Yeah, Lone, like we need you all over there, Lone. Yep. Keep a close eye on him.
Oh, there he is right there. When did you commanders join War Robots? I see what he's up to. He's definitely a Russian spy for Pixonic.
Oh, man. Stay out of our elections, bud. Damn it.
Hey, let's not go to politics.
No, let's not. You know what? I never said that. Let's go back to WR.
All right. But anyway, actually, we're probably going to be looking at wrapping it up here in a few minutes. But, man, I think we covered quite a bit.
Guys, I do extend an apology for being late to the stream. I told Chief I was going to be here and I was going to be on time, but I had something come up with the family and I had to take off real quick. I actually didn't plan on making it back in time, but everything got taken care of. So, once again, I extend an apology to each and every one of you that I was not here for the entirety of the stream.
Hey, well, it's all good. I'm glad you made it, and
yeah,
everybody.
I've really been looking forward to getting back on track with this.
Yeah, everybody can rest assured that we're going to do our best to, or I'm going to do my best to try and get back on the regular for you guys. But real quick, I'm watching. We got like 85 people watching and only 67 likes on the damn thing. Hit the freaking like button. I've had a moderator sitting there spamming it at you like freaking the whole time. Just hit the like button, or hell, hit the dislike button. I don't care. Just hit a button. You know? Man.
Just tap something. Let us know you're here, goddamn. Come on, guys. Somebody hit that like button. We'll see those little numbers go up.
I don't agree with that. Latino Gaming iOS saying that iOS, a lot of people or a lot of players stop playing the game and stay into War Robots. You know what? For as long as I've been playing this game, which actually isn't all that long, I've only been playing for like 2.5 years. But every single update, everybody's crying that, you know, it's the end of War Robots, and every new major feature that gets released, everybody's saying, oh, this is going to be the end of the game. The game ain't going nowhere. They just invented or invested a shit ton of money in the game to completely revamp its full coding. It's not going nowhere for a while, guys.
Yeah, let me tell you, Latino, I have been here since just about the beginning. All right, I may have been a little bit late to that party, but I have been here through all eras. And when the rhinos hit the stage, that was the end of War Robots. The rhinos killed War Robots. People were running 3 or 4 rhinos per hangar. Okay, and that was just gonna kill the game. All right. Then they came out with a Trident weapon that parked the rhino, and so started the pattern of overpowered bots and counters that came out for them. Now, for a particular person, one particular update might be it. That's it for that particular person to say, yeah, you know what, I'm done with this game. I'm going to move on. Okay, but I have a comment sections and messenger full of people saying I'm done with the game, and 2 years later, they're still telling me I'm done with the game. You know, they never left. So, you know, they get frustrated, yes, you know, but the game, let's be honest, it's a hell of a lot of fun. That's why we're here. You know, that's why we're here, because it's fun. If it wasn't fun, we would be gone a long time ago.
Well, the game is fun. It has the bare minimum amount of fun, but it's the people. That's why I'm still here, is the freaking people.
Oh, yeah.
More than anything.
We have a toxic but a great community.
yeah, there's some toxic dudes out there.
Ball of wax all together.
But yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think the only people that I've really seen leave the game are people that were extremely casual to begin with, or some people that decided they wanted to go from more casual to a pay to play, and they went full in on a meta, not realizing that in 2 months it's going to be another meta, and they just blew a whole bunch of money for nothing. And those guys quit. But
yeah,
that's it. I mean, but there's new people that come to the game every day. I mean, they're probably confused as shit now that drones are out, but hey, they're still new people.
Lonnie, aka Looney Tunes, with a $5 donation. Hey, appreciate it, Lonnie. Thank you very much, my friend.
Yeah, appreciate that, Lonnie. But no, I think the game is good. It's going strong. I mean, how even Manny's channel keeps growing subscribers somehow. I mean, is there really like 250,000 people that watch, you know, War Robots on YouTube? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
No, I mean, he came over with a big chunk from Vega Conflict. Okay, but no doubt he has definitely picked up a ton of subscribers. But he's very active. You know, he's very active in his channel, and he does the live streams, he does the giveaways, he does all the stuff that we're doing now. But in all honesty, he was one of the ones that was here first, so he's a very popular guy. He puts in a lot of work. You know, every single video he seems to have 35, 30, 40,000 views. So that falls to about that 10% radius.
Yep. There's a lot of people still watching, and there's a lot of people still playing.
No doubt.
I mean, that was the whole point I was trying to make. Hey, what's up, Dark Light? But anyway, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up, man. Unless you got anything else that you want to throw in there, Eddie?
No, I just happy that I made it on time, and you know, I did want to share the little bit of information that I picked up with you guys, and it's really good just to get back on the podcast, and hopefully we can get this ball rolling. We're gonna be playing around cheap schedule. If you can make it, we make it. If he can't make it, then we'll just save it for another day. All right. But I appreciate each one. I appreciate all of you guys coming out and showing a lot of love.
Yeah, and I appreciate everybody sticking by and everybody that showed up today. I know it's been a long time, and I promise I'm going to do my best to try and get everything back on the regular. I need it for my own health, and I just need to get to a place where I can make sure that it's happening. But I do appreciate each and every one of you, even the ones that give me the chronic downvote before the stream even starts. Thank you, Mr. Hater. You're the reason I do this. No, anyway, seriously, guys. I love doing this, especially the podcast. I love hanging out with Eddie. And hopefully, after this whole freaking remastered stuff goes up, they're going to finish the merge, and me and Eddie might actually be able to play some matches together. That would be a hell of a time.
Hell yeah. We'll be doing this podcast and probably be running a few duels out there.
Yeah, that would be
Lone Spanker. Hope Islander streams too. Hey, thank you, Lone. Greatly appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, man. You gotta
Chief,
keep... Yep.
Check out those likes now, bro.
Anyone
watching? Likes. Hell yeah. Thank you, fellas.
Appreciate that. But that is going to wrap it up. That is going to be the end of the show for today, guys. Looking forward to hitting it up again probably next Sunday. Keep an eye out for any videos or hopefully some live streams coming from Eddie's channel. Link is in the video description for those of you. And I can't imagine there's any of you that aren't subscribed to him, but just in case, it's there. And I'll be trying to keep up with my schedule of Tuesdays and Fridays for my live streams. A little later at night, keep the kids out, have a little bit more fun, enjoy my ice cream. But anyway, guys, hope you all stay safe, and until the next one, Chief out.